Hey YouTube, it's Grace, and in this week's video I'm going to be taking leftover supplies from last week's video where I made my shelf to display my paintings, and I'm going to be using those to make a little jewelry stand. Now I know this has absolutely nothing to do with my usual content of painting or Minecraft, but I am an artist who enjoys a lot of different forms of art and learning new things, and my channel has grown a lot in the past couple months, so I kind of just wanted to expand and show that side of me as well. But anyways, let's get into the video. So as I'm filming this, I'm currently working on my bookshelf painting shelf project, but Google says I have to wait like at least 2 or 3 days between staining it and varnishing it. I'm terrible at waiting. I have no patience, so I'm starting another project with my leftover supplies. I've been wanting a way to properly display my jewelry for a while now because I just have a box. So I started doing some looking online and I found this on Etsy, and it looks pretty simple. I was kind of just looking around at different prices and I was like, oh man, I don't want to spend $40. So I'm like, wait a second, I can make this myself. Okay, it took me a little bit, but I found all of my leftover supplies, so let's go over it. First of all, my extra wood glue, ruler and pencil, hammer, and then I did have to buy some things, but it was super cheap. Tiny little nails, a 1x1 inch dowel, and a 5/16 of an inch circular dowel. Now don't take this too literally, but I did the same thing that I did with my last woodworking project, and I kind of just sketched out a basic idea of like the sizes and everything. I want it to look pretty similar to the thing I saw on Etsy, but I'm not going to be able to make this into like a pocket. I don't even know, like I can't make it go down and then back up. I do not have the skills for that, so this is just going to be a flat piece of wood probably. I just measured, so this is going to be the size of the base, so time to cut. I'm making my mom do it because I'm afraid of this thing. And the base is done. Sorry for the gap in filming. The safety standards that we followed to do this were probably not a great example, so I did not want to set a bad example. But the hardest part is done. I have the base completely done, sanded, and it looks and feels pretty nice. Is it perfect? No, but also this is my second ever woodworking project. So the next step is going to be, the next step is going to be cutting the dowels and then attaching them to the base. I am once again completely covered in sawdust, much like I was for my last project, but I have all of the little like posts that the dowels are going to go into, and then I'm gonna hang all the jewelry on the little things, so I'm just sanding them now. Sanding these pieces didn't actually take that long, so now I just need to fit the little dowels through here. It's working. Okay, this actually worked really well. So 1 down, 2 to go. Making sure that these were like completely even on both sides was a little bit tedious, but I have all of them put together, so my next step is figuring out where I need to mark out to like attach these. This was actually way easier than I thought it would be. This took me like 30 seconds. So this piece of wood is 7 inches long and 6 inches wide. So I just marked on the 3.5 inches because that's half of 7. And then I marked on 1, 3, and 5 inches back, and then kind of just centered the pieces on there. They don't balance super well, but I think that's gonna look all right. We did the girl math. I put the dot in the middle. Okay, here goes. We already did one and nobody died. Okay, I got my area kind of cleaned up and dusted, swept. So now for the fun stuff, as we all know from the bookshelf, painting shelf thing of wood conditioner, wood stain, which smells awful, but it makes it look cool, so I guess it's worth it. I really wish my phone camera had 0.5 because I am like struggling to fit everything in the shot right now. Now, pre-stain wood conditioner is supposed to prevent like blotchiness. I'm not sure how well it actually worked on my bookcase project, but it is really quick and easy to apply, and it only has to sit for like 10 minutes according to Google, so I figured I may as well just do it. Thankfully it's not too cold today, so I'm doing it in my garage because my house smelled so terrible after I did this on my bookcase thing, and I never want to experience that again. Just finished applying the pre-stain, so I just need to let this sit and soak in / dry for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I can apply the stain. Now I'm just swirling around my wood stain. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be applying this with an old rag, and I have Q-tips just in case it's hard to like get it around the seams. Hopefully this is the last time I'll be staining anything for a while. I think this is gonna look really nice though, because it's gonna match my bookcase. Even though I'm probably gonna keep this in my room and the bookcase is gonna be in the basement, but whatever. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow to stain the bottom because I just want to give it a good chance to fully dry. All right, so this has been drying for about 24 hours. It's been a little bit less, but oh well. So all I need to do is stain the bottom of it. Now that this has been drying for a couple days, it's time for the top coat. And time skip to about 3 hours later. This is fully dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and sand it with a super fine grit sandpaper and then add another coat of this. And then we'll be done with most of it except for varnishing the bottom, but I can do that tomorrow. And here we are a couple days later with the varnish totally dry. I went ahead and put pretty much all of my jewelry collection on here. I think the 3 different levels worked really well for displaying longer necklaces, shorter necklaces, and bracelets. And I also have some like ear cuff thingies here. I don't actually have my ears pierced, but you know. Now before this, I was literally just storing everything in a plastic container. So I would definitely say that this is an upgrade. I'm really glad that I can actually see everything now. And I think I did the varnish correctly because this is super smooth now. Now the main thing that I want you to take away from this video is that you don't always need to buy something. Sometimes you can make it. Now, had I bought something very similar to this on Etsy, I'm sure it probably would have been made by someone with a lot more practice and it probably would have turned out better. And supporting small businesses is great, so don't think that I'm taking this the wrong way. But I wanted to learn and I wanted to make something for myself and I had the leftover supplies, so I just figured why not? And I think it was a pretty good success. I really enjoyed this project, even though it was a little bit time-consuming and challenging at some points, but it really wasn't as hard as I feared it would be. And I think in the future I am definitely more likely to try and make something for myself instead of just immediately thinking to buy it from somewhere else. My usual art and painting content is probably going to return right after this, but I hope you enjoyed this video and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!